Hello and welcome to the Pedal Cycle Workshop in Sheffield once again. Look today at one of the new 2025-26 season exposure, USD exposure lights. So this is going to be the 6-pack. This is a quick unboxing for you to have a look at. So this is what it comes in. They all come in this now. This is the neoprene packaging with a zip around. Makes a handy little container for afterwards. That's the new MK15. We can make it focus. There we go, the 6-pack 15. So a few differences with this one. First of all, what you get in the box, that's the light there. That is the new improved bracket that they do. So it has this kind of cleat that fits in there, makes them much more stable. The steel pin would rust on the old ones and then would sometimes snap when you pinch up the pinch point on the back. But this one's really not going to snap. It's all formed in as part of it. So clever lock system, that big improvement. Also raises up the height of the light on the sort of circular bit, so it's less chance of fouling the bars. So they've been on this for a while. That's been good. And then you get quite a nice power block actually. So it's a decent USB or USB-C block. It's a US one, which I suppose works for when you're traveling because it folds down smaller, and then you get an adapter for your British 3-pin plug. You get some instructions in there, and I totally forgot. They give you quite a nice USB-C cable. It's very nice actually. It lights up. It's really solidly made. It's branded, so it's braided as well. So yeah, that's a C to C cable, which will work with anything. One thing that I've always struggled with these, and I've actually blown a light up with it before, is that if you use the wrong charger, you can destroy the light. So the larger lights came with a different charger to the smaller lights, and I found that if you accidentally, because they're all plugged in next to each other, if you accidentally plugged in one of the smaller lights, one of the head torches, for example, into the charger and for the larger lights, it would just kill the light straight away. So I've had experience of that. So it's nice to see with this that it just doesn't actually matter. You can charge this up from anything I've found so far as working. Obviously this is a pretty juicy charger. It is there you go. You probably see better than me. What is that? It's 100 to 240 volts. Type C, yeah, so I can't see the exact number on there for the watts output, but it's juicy enough to deal with the big stuff, but also you can charge the small stuff off there as well. That's what you get in the box. So what have they changed this year? That's the new light. This is the old light, not the old light. This is an old light. So this is an MK11. They look very similar, like our comparisons here. So they're very similar. I think the shell is actually identical. Some years on years, you notice differences in the casing, and this year I can't see anything at all. The fronts are the same. Obviously, the colour is different. This is their new gunmetal grey colour that they have across all the new lights. That's been quite nice to distinguish the new series of lights. This is the 6-pack. This is the biggest and brightest light. Therefore, it is also the heaviest. I think it's claimed at 405 grams. There we go. You can see that. The new light there coming in at 407. And the old light there at 403. So there or thereabouts. They haven't changed anything significantly in the casing or the battery in order to add much weight to it. In terms of stats, see if you can zoom in on this. So let's go to the old light first. So the old light is just sort of 3-4 years back. We had a max output there of 500 under Reflex or under the 2-hour mode, and then a normal constant 3-hour mode at 3,600 lumens, and 10 programmable modes there. The new light, we're going from 5,000 to 6,000 on the Reflex mode and 4,240 on the 3-hour constant. So we're getting a decent jump in power. You always do year on year, but when you split the lights, what is it, 11, 12, 13, so 4 years apart, it's quite a big difference. The biggest difference, however, it's going to be nice, it's going to be a little bit brighter and all run for longer, but it's on the back. So we go from the old charging port. This plug was always a pain in the backside to get clipped back in. It's much better on this one. Button is the same, casing on the back is the same. Now with the old light, you press it once, you get some good information. It's much better than the old lights that were just a traffic light system. So you get the info and you can see what mode you're in, and when you change the programmable modes, it comes up on there and it's quite clear to see. With the new light, big upgrade there. We've got the USB-C, so you can charge this with anything. USB-C, obviously, but they're nice and common. Same button on the back, but when I click this down, I love that it changes. There we go. You see much clearer screen, much brighter, much clearer. I'm intrigued to see. I did used to find that these were actually a bit bright. So at night, when you're obviously using it and it's on, the shine back you're getting from the battery indicator on there was quite bright. And if you had it top bar mounted, it would actually take away a little bit from your night vision. So you're riding, looking at the beam in front of you, but you've got a bit of glare coming back off of the information on the LED screen on the back into your eyes. And it's almost a bit annoying. You kind of want to cover it up a little bit. I'm interested to see if this is too bright. It's certainly far more detailed. Let's put it into a run mode. So there we go, we're turned on. I love how it flicks up and down depending which way around you hold it. I think that's really clever. That is quite bright. So we've got two, this is the battery indicator, we've got two on top, and then this big sort of logo for the battery level on the back. I think that's going to put off, when it's properly dark, I think it's going to give a little bit of glare. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, you can see that much more intuitive, much more easy to see and to read and to work out what's what on the back there. So that is definitely a big upgrade. That's going to be a nice thing to have. Something else to note is that they've knocked down the programmable modes. So we had, what did I say? I forget, 10 modes on the back, which are okay. It's easy to navigate them with this screen on the back. But then with this one, with an even easier screen, we're down to 7. We still get 3 reflex modes and then just 4 standard modes. A bit better, I think. I think that was a little bit over the top. Never used all of those. Really, you just want 1 or 2 reflex modes and 1 or 2 long or short modes, depending what you're doing for your ride. Reflex is great. It's been around for years. It works really well. If you know you're only going to be out for 3 hours, you just put it on R3, the 3-hour reflex mode, and then you just don't have to touch it. You don't have to turn it down when you're going up a climb. You don't have to turn it down when you're sat there having a chat with your mates, your buddies. You just keep it on. It dims itself, and then when you set off, it sparks up again. It also throws it into its brightest possible mode once you're descending, and it can feel that accelerometer and that gyroscope. When it can feel you're pointing downhill and giving it some and it's rattling around, it really pumps out the extra lumens. So interested to see if it's noticeable for no extra weight, to see if the 1000 lumens extra is noticeable. But yeah, that is this year's 6-pack Model 15. We'll see how it goes. Cheers for listening. We're a USC and Exposure dealer here. We fit an awful lot of their parts to bikes. We run their seat posts, we run their stems, we run their handlebars. We do them on their custom builds as well. We're always getting deliveries from them. And their lights are fantastic too. There are lots of good lights out there, but I believe that everybody is chasing the benchmark that USC Exposure have set. So give us a contact if you're interested in information. We can talk you through the whole range, what's what, and we might be able to offer you a sneaky little discount as well. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Pedal Cycle Workshop in Sheffield.